this is Maki. Are you enjoying the movie Gundam SEED FREEDOM? I've talked about a lot of the content, but there are still some final details to share. This time, I'd like to share some notes I took while watching the movie. Please be aware that I will be discussing spoilers. If you want to watch the movie without any prior information, please watch this program after watching the movie. Are you ready? Click the subscribe button to activate the amazing Zugok. Your mission is to engage in combat while marrying hog hacks into the enemy's space fortress system. Good luck to you. First, let's look at Agnes Givenroth, who caused a lot of trouble with her belief that her lover should be a worthy man. After all the fighting is over, she returns to campus battleship, the Millennium. In the story that follows the movie, she talks to Lunamaria and Shin in an overly familiar way, which upsets Lunamaria. Some fans felt that Agnes may have chosen Shin as her next target. In the movie, Agnes often spoke condescendingly to Shin. In the story revealed as an entry bonus, Lunamaria states Agnes would never develop romantic feelings for Shin. But is this really true? Let's analyze Agnes. According to the settings released by Mr. Fukuda, she doesn't interact properly with those she's not interested in, and she doesn't sell her value or body cheaply. Agnes perceives herself as highly valuable. In the movie, she only touches people she considers valuable. Agnes only touches men she deems worthy. Kira and Shur are good examples. Let's look closely at the opening scene of the movie. The mobile suit technicians are watching Agnes as she prepares to take off. At one point, it looks like she's taking a staff member's hand and entering the cockpit of the Geonstorm. However, watch Agnes' hand closely at this moment. She is touching her helmet, not the staff member's hand. For Agnes, who sees Kira as a suitable mate, it's possible that she sees the tech as unworthy of touching. In addition, Agnes shows no expression. She doesn't smile or show any friendliness to the staff. Just before this scene, there's a shot of Lunamaria reaching out to Shin and Shin taking her hand. Is this just a coincidence? Of course, I could be all thinking this. Agnes' lack of expression could simply be because the scene was too small to fully portray facial expressions. Let's watch the movie under the aspect that Agnes does not touch people she is not interested in. In fact, besides Kira and Shur, there's one other person Agnes touches. That person is Shin. There's a scene where Agnes says to Shin, "Give me the immortal justice." In that scene, Agnes touches Shin's shoulder. Before talking to Shin, Agnes touches the wall. If she just wanted to talk to Shin, she could have done so even while touching the wall. However, Agnes intentionally touches Shin's shoulder while talking to him. Agnes often speaks to Shin in a condescending tone. However, Shin's battles are used in Chairman Duano's propaganda. Many people have witnessed the prowess of the mobile suit piloted by Shin. Doesn't this suggest that Agnes acknowledges Shin's high piloting skills? Agnes also knows that Shin has the nickname Freedom Killer. This is a nickname that even Lunamaria, who is close to Shin, was unaware of. Could it be that Agnes thinks Shin is a worthwhile person? Agnes once told Shin that he was an unpleasant person who you never know when he'll attack you from behind. But ironically, in a later battle, she herself suddenly attacks the rising Freedom from behind. Agnes, Geonstorm also has weapons that seem to reflect her nature. Gian has a shield. The attack in which she generates multiple beam spikes to stab her opponent seems to represent rejection. It gives the impression that she is protecting herself by attacking others from inside her shell. And this shield has a flying function, just like the shields of Rising Freedom and Immortal Justice. Watch the Gion carefully during the scene where Campus attacks Blue Cosmos headquarters. There's a scene where she throws the shield to destroy the enemy. It's a weapon that seems to say I refuse to touch my opponent. One of the few people Agnes touches is Shin. What do you think? What will happen to Campus after the battles in the movie? Maybe Shin will pilot the newly produced Rising Freedom and Agnes will pilot the newly produced Immortal Justice, which will upset Lunamaria again. While we're here, let's look at some smaller details. There are scenes where supporting characters, besides Agnes, shine. In the scene where Kira and his team infiltrate the space fortress Artemis, who is piloting the amazing Zugok. Some fans thought Marin was the pilot. I thought so when I first saw the movie. Marin's piloting skills, as she wreaked havoc while hacking the enemy base's system, seemed terrifying. But there could be another possibility. The one piloting the amazing Zugok could be Nishizawa. You might ask, who is he? He is an ace pilot of the Orb Forces and flies the Murosa Mechai. His colleagues, Ike and Go appear in the battles within Artemis. However, Nishizawa's presence is not confirmed. I may have missed him. Nishizawa has a track record of shooting down the Chaos Gundam with his comrades. In the final battle of the novel version of Sea Destiny, he is shown fighting on the front lines alongside Mu, who pilots the Akatsuki. Even if it's only for a short time, the fact that Nishizawa is entrusted with piloting the amazing Zugok and successfully completes the mission suggests that he may be another ace pilot with remarkable skills. After all, Kira and his team are operating at close range. If the attacks are not calculated properly, considering the size of the explosions, the mission could be ruined. It may seem understated, but this scene requires a high level of decision-making and the piloting skills to execute it. Finally, let's talk about Lars Klein's pilot suit. This suit surprised many fans, and it may have been inspired by an object that appears in the first half of the movie. This object is a damaged statue of a goddess. It appears in the scene after Kira survives the attack on the Foundation. The image of the statue missing a wing and arm, and its head is very striking. It's almost as if it represents Kira's heart after the loss of Lars. However, there is light streaming through the window. Pink light reflected from the stained glass shines on Kira. But the damaged statue blocks the light. Lars loves Kira, but her feelings don't reach the wounded Kira. Kira believes she has lost Lars, but it is only his perception. In the scene where she talks to Orphe, Lars declares that she loves Kira. It's as if Kira's misconceptions are blocking Lars' love. Of course, this is just my personal interpretation. Lars, standing near the head of Mighty Strike Freedom, looks very similar to the statue of the goddess. Director Mitsuo Fukuda once said an important element of Seed is the goddess of earth and the goddess of heaven. Maybe the statue and Lars Klein's pilot suit were intentionally designed to reflect Kira and Lars' emotions. What do you think? Thank you for watching to the end. See you in the next episode.